Okay. Today we're going to be changing a balance on an Architect Series double hung. Again, I'm going to just change just the lower side. I'm going to show you how you would take that window apart, get in there to replace the balance if you had a broken string or something. So we'll get started. First, you've got to remove both sashes on this. So we'll raise the lower up. We're going to tilt it in towards us. Just going to lift up and take that sash out. And unlike the vinyl, you do have to remove both windows because you've got to take the entire jam liner out. So you have to completely disassemble this window. Okay, I'm just going to take the one side out and show you how that comes out. Inside here, again, is your balances. We're going to next, I'll take a flathead screwdriver and let the tension off. So we're going to let those come out. Let me grab my screwdriver. I'm just going to release it and slide it up until you see there's no more balance, there's no more tension on that balance string there. And we need to do that for both sides on this one. Okay. Tension's off. The easiest way to get this out is to pinch your fingers into the back side of the groove of your balance pocket for your upper sash and just pull it towards you. You'll see the jam liner will start to pop out of this edge here. The Architect Series, some of your older ones don't have them, but your newer ones will have a small screw down here in this bottom corner. So if you do not remove that, then you will not be able to get the jam liner out. So make sure and pull that tiny screw out of there. And it's pretty small, as you can see there. Once that's out, you'll just pull the jam liner towards you. This lip here on the Architect Series is very thin back there. So when you're pulling that jam liner out, you want to be real careful not to rip that chunk of that frame out. It's very easy to do. It's not solid behind there because you can see how it tucks back behind. So as you're pulling towards you, you want to pull the outer side out first, and then you kind of want to take it out at an angle towards the exterior of the house. And then that'll just pull it right down and out so that you don't rip this chunk of your frame out, because that will not be replaceable. That would require us to have a full unit there. Your balances will then just slide out of the jam liner. This little piece that I took out is pretty important, so don't throw it away. It's not trash. It goes into your lower sash. This is actually the lower sash stop. So what it does is it keeps, when you raise the lower sash up, it stops the window so that your lock will not damage the top of your frame. So it's very important to make sure you have those and keep that and don't lose it. All right, so now you can see all the insides of where your balance sit. From here, it's just a matter of removing this one screw here. And there's a tiny little clip on the bottom. It looks just like that. And that's all that's holding your balance in. And you can see now both balances are out. So now we've got them out. We've got our brand new balances. We'll set them back inside. Oh, first, let me show you one thing. If you are getting these new in the pack, a lot of times they're coming just like this. So you'll have the string with the loop. It's still correct. All you got to do is just hook your string back around your shoe, and you can see it goes on just like this. Goes around and then snaps in just like that. Put our balances back in. They go back to back. We'll put our clip back in. Balances are reattached. You see they kind of free float inside of there. Only thing holding them in is that clip, and then also your jam liner once you put it back. So now we'll feed the balance itself back in. You'll take your upper sash, you're going to slide it straight into your balance pocket. Do the same with our lower. And now is when you want to go ahead and slide in your sash stop. We'll just slide it right into the top. You want to, as you're feeding this back in there, you want to kind of pull your balance strings down, or else they'll get caught inside of there. And from here, all we're doing is we're feeding the balance back into there, and it's just a matter of getting it back into place and slid up. Do some editing on this one. I think it's because that lip is bent. Okay, there you go. Now you can edit to that point. Once you get it fed in there, you'll have to compress the balance in just a little bit to make it past the head stop there. Once it's slid all the way up to the top of your frame, you'll then be able to start feeding everything back. So again, we'll stick this front edge in first, and then we'll push the back of the jam liner back behind that little clad lip that's there. Okay, that's got it in. Before we go too far, we'll check our balance, just make sure they're moving down. And they're moving freely. We'll put in the screw. And this little piece here is important as well. It looks like it's just a packing clip or a spacer or something in there, but this is what keeps the air from actually being able to travel up through the balance pocket. So you do want this fed back in there, and it sits right down into the bottom. Just like that. Smaller screwdriver. And again, with the Architect series, you do have to make sure that both balances on these are nice and level. If one side's higher than the other, you won't be able to lock the terminals of the sash into those balances properly. And when you go to spin it up, you might have one side in and one side's out. So it's very important with these to make sure that they're nice and level. You can test it with the sash. When you go to put it in, you'll see if it's pretty close or not. And if you look inside, once you've raised that up, I don't see either one of my balances inside of there. So that tells me that both are connected to my to my upper sash and everything's good. Now we'll try the lower. Again, everything balance went up with the sash, so everything's good. And that's how you change the balances on an Architect Series window.